Hello there, my name's Thomas O'Regan. I'm a professional property investor here in Australia, and I wanted to speak about an interesting topic today, and that topic was all the land that the government owns here in Australia. Now, I don't know exactly how much land the government owns in Australia, and to be honest, that could be very easily researched. You can just type that question into ChatGPT and find out what percentage of land in Australia the government owns, but I'd suspect anywhere in terms of size, anywhere from 60% to 40%. Now, that includes all the Crown land, all the farmland, all the national parks, and things like that. Now, the reason I'm interested in talking about this topic is the place where I live on the Northern Beaches has a lot of parks and recreational areas in it that the government owns and the council owns, right? And the council are the people that maintain, and do the town planning for the different areas that they are in charge of. And the difference between a good council and a bad council, in my opinion, is a bad council, and I'm talking about quality of life, best good places to live. Difference between a good council and a bad council is a bad council will just do whatever it takes to get money and generate money, and that might mean they're building, they are taking away all the greenfield areas or the park areas or the recreational areas and choosing to instead build something that is going to generate the most amount of income for the council, the most amount of money. Now, that's all great, but if you look at the best places to live, there is a lot of these recreational areas, which helps to increase the quality of life in these areas, and it helps to attract and build more wealth in these areas. Now, I didn't really make this video to sort of reflect on or associate it with investing itself, but it is interesting. The park I was walking through this morning, or the park that I walk through almost every day at Curl Beach, which is a dog park, is about like a 1.5 meter strip of green land grass in front of the beach. And you could imagine, or I could imagine, that the council has the choice, right, whether they want to, they could choose not to have that as a recreational area. It could be a huge income producing area for them. They could have apartments all the way along the beach, and maybe they could fit 100 apartments along 100 separate apartments that have 12 or 10 dwellings in them along the beach, and all of a sudden Curl Beach would be an ugly place. It wouldn't be very comfortable to live in, and it would bring in bad type of people, not bad type of people, but just like a lower socio-economic type of people, and then the Curl would not be that pleasant to live in. So it's just interesting that councils, governments have the choice to do whatever they want with the land, but the good ones don't. They just preserve the wealth in the recreational area and choose not to produce the maximum amount of income from that area. It's just very interesting to think about, and because obviously putting the apartments or putting whatever income generating thing into that space would be would generate them more money, and would generate them probably generate wealth for that area in the short term, because that each apartment 12 times 100 could be sold for like maybe $1 million each, and each one of those apartments would pay rates and taxes and things like that, and that would be money generated for the government and the council. But it would, in the long term, it would actually take away the wealth, the true wealth of the area. Now, I'm going to leave it there. Bit of a rant today, but hopefully that's an interesting insight that you guys might like to think through. I know I'm probably going to think a lot more through this in the future. Bye-bye.